Hello there, welcome to the Ground Control Branching Out podcast. I'm your humble host, Neil Bailey, and in this episode, we are talking to the once met, never forgotten Gary Clark, lead receptionist, all things office management, the unofficial title being added by me as Chief Morale Officer. So let's find out all about Gary. So, welcome to the podcast, Gary. If you would please introduce yourself. So, who are you and what do you do?
Oh, goodness me, it sounds like something off a blind date. What's your name and where'd you come from?
You're going to choose number 1, 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, there you go. Can I have all 3? No, my name's Gary. I am the office lead, reception lead, facilities lead. Yeah, that is me. I've been here for 2 years.
Okay.
And I do everything office related. Yes, I've got a team of 2 as well, so I've got Sandy and Justine. They work for me. They do a job share.
Yep. Right.
That is me. That's what I do, and everything seems to fall under the office lead.
Okay, so take us through your typical day or week, whichever is easier.
Crikey. Okay, so first of all, first things first, you come in. So I open the office up of a morning.
Sure.
So I'm the one that gets the good ship GC sailing. And our reception area is known as the captain's cockpit. So
okay, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, we like that. And many of the staff walk in, they say, "Morning, Captain." I'm like, aye, morning. But yeah, so basically come in, open up the office, make sure everything's okay, walk around, check the fire exits, make sure the door's open, the emergency exits are opening, that sort of thing. Make sure the heating's on, make sure the lights are working, and then set the kitchen up ready. So sort of snacks and bits and pieces and some fresh fruit, make sure that's out. Then in come the team, and the first thing they normally say to me is, "Someone's in my parking space." So a big part of my role is...
I wasn't sure whether to mention the P word, but you know.
Yeah, goodness me. And then basically, my team come in. So I'm welcoming people in between the hours of 7 and about 8:30, 9. My team come in about 8:30. Although they are quite eager, they come in a lot earlier most days. But yeah, so I can only assume that's because they want to come and sit next to me.
Let's go on that basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And then generally it's answering the phones. I do sort of manage the office, manage the issues that come up in the office, manage the teams as best I can with the support of the line managers and the department managers. Yeah, I like to think I run a pretty tight ship here. I also look after some facilities, well, a lot of soft facilities and hard facilities across our estate. So I've started doing that since about August, September last year. I started doing that.
And what does that mean? Give us some examples.
So where we are here, I like to class Kingfisher House as a centre of excellence with regards to facilities. So you're talking fire tests, you're talking pack testing, Legionella testing and things like that. So basically what we're trying to do as a business is across the estate to mirror image what we've got here. So I'll work with HSQE and I will sort of look at patterns that I do here and processes I do here, and HSQE quite often tune into that and sort of say, look, what you do there, actually, this is good, this is what we need. My background is from retail, so
sure.
I worked for Tesco, every little helps, for about 23 years, done all different roles, and also done a lot of legal compliance. So when I joined Tesco in, I think it was 92, 91, so just as they were starting to creep up, and get on top of everything. So it was an exciting time to be with them, and going into different roles that I've been in, I've always managed to take those transferable skills across, which I think's good. Yeah, people, we're known as well on reception as the parking police, the kitchen police, this police, that police, so I'll go and see reception. Reception will know, font of all knowledge.
Of course.
And then generally sort of, I work alongside the girls every day, so I know what they're up to, what they're doing, what challenges they face. On a Tuesday, I come out of the desk because I have both my team in, so I come out and I work on the floor, as I like to call it.
Okay.
Not literally on the floor, so that I can work amongst the team as well. Right. You'd be surprised at what you can hear when you're out on the floor, as I call it. But it's good as well. It's good for me because I get the chance to be out there and mix with the team and sort of build relationships with them as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So and then I go out for a walk. I go out for a walk most days, which is quite nice. And then and just generally, as things come through, I cover the girls' lunches so that I'm there and we're all sort of pretty much covered. And pretty much that takes me up to home time, which I love. I absolutely love home time. Best part of the day, as much as I really enjoy my job that I do, the variety, but I absolutely love home time.
So you said about the centre of excellence stuff, so do you get involved with like London and Leeds offices and that side of it?
So basically when I came across to GC, I bought like sort of my standards of work across to build and improve on what they already had or introduce what they didn't have. And then I will reach out to the main responsible people, the key stakeholders at Leeds, at Skelton, at Scarborough, Nottingham, all of those key people. And that might be dealing with the responsible people, it might be dealing with the line managers, it might be dealing with directors, exco, and it's all a one tower approach for me, because at the end of the day, they obviously want their depots, their offices, their storage, etc., to be ideal and safe, health and safety, sort of safe for our workers. And I think as well, I what I always say to a lot of people, Neil, is that I understand, because I've done an operational role. Working in Tesco, you was expected to not only do your operational role, as in manage the tills, fill the shop, do this, do that, but you also had your legal compliance to do. So you had to spin 300 plates. And I always say to the team, to get their buy-in, if I am speaking to them, look, yes, I'm based in an office and yes, I am at a desk, but I do understand, because I've done that role. When I worked for Tesco's at the peak of doing that, I was doing a claims coach role, so I was sort of investigating accidents. I had 600 stores across the country that I had to sort of go around and visit. The top worst stores I had to visit, the ones that were really bad on accidents and claims, and see what they were doing. But all of that was really good. And Tesco's involved you a lot. So they'd give you a lot of core skills that, they'd go through sort of engagement processes with you, root cause analysis and things like that, and building rack teams. In other words, who's responsible, who's accountable, all that sort of thing, which for me is great, because I use that in a lot, as well as in work. I use it out of work as well.
What's most challenging about the role?
I suppose what is most challenging about the role here is that everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody. So for argument's sake, this morning, Monday morning, come in, we have our shopping delivered, that gets put away, you come back to your desk, you've not even switched your laptop on, somebody comes in, Gary, someone's in my parking space. Okay, all right, that's fine. Right, what's the registration? Oh, I don't know. Right, okay, where have you parked? Oh, well, I didn't. So you've got that, and then you've got the phone going, and it's like, Gary, I need a space. Can I have an EV space? Oh, right, of course you can have a space. I'm like, of course you can have an EV space, and I have to work my magic and create an EV space. And I like to think, and again, I know it sounds a bit lame, someone sort of says, oh, what parking is that? But keeping everyone happy in the office is a big challenge. And I suppose now I've picked up some of the facilities stuff, or a lot of the facility stuff is also, coaching the guys out there and bringing them along with me, bringing them up to standard, coaching them, showing them, getting them to engage with me and say, look, this is what we need to be at. This is what we want to do. And people can say, oh, it's easy for you because you're at the office, but I don't just sit on the chair. I'm not glued to the chair. I do, a meeting room might need changing from a sort of a big one to dividing into two, and that has to be done carefully. The coffee machine might need replenishing, and my girls might be on the phone. They might be doing this and that. Like, hang on a minute, and then another pass. Someone comes in, buzzes at the door. So it really, really is. It's a really reactive role, and every day is different. The view of, all right, I'm sort of office lead, office manager, what do you want to say, but the view of the reception is, oh, they just answer the phones. But it's not. And to be fair as well, Neil, I when I do my team's appraisals, I've set a challenge for them for this past year. I want them to spend some time with people out, as I call it, out on the shop floor, to gain a bit of an understanding of what they do.
That. Yeah.
I'd also encourage anyone else to book some time behind reception and see exactly what we do.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
We'd welcome that, for people to actually understand the role. We have, when we have our graduates, I team up with Hannah Neal, and we'll book in some time for any of the graduates, the apprenticeships, whatever, to say, right, book some time in behind reception to meet those key people.
Yeah.
And to reach out and think, actually, I've got a connection there, because when they go off in the big wide world, or they're not in the office, you think, actually, I spent some time with Gary and Justine, or I spent some time with Gary and Sandy. I'll give them a call. You can put a name to a face. But yeah, we'd always welcome anyone. And the feedback we've had is, oh my God, don't you do a lot? And like, oh my God, don't you get a lot of emails? And you know what? We don't sort of think, we get loads more, because everyone gets their own job role, but you are pulled from pillar to post. But that's the part of the job that we enjoy, because you're touching everybody, whether it's whether it's exco, whether it's directors, whether it's whoever it is.
It just made me think of another question to ask.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the previous question, but from a different direction. So, because of you and your team are doing a lot of problem solving, and you're sorting stuff out. Usually, when it's gone slightly wrong, you have to try and sort it out. What would you like people to come and ask you about or for earlier than they do?
Okay, right. So earlier than what they do. Okay, how about parking?
Okay.
You can't get away from it. When I had my interview here, my induction day, Heather Goddard in procurement, she said to me, one of the biggest things you're going to come up with, she said, is parking. And I was like, okay, well, it's parking. I mean, I think much, but it is. And I know we've joked about it, and people come up and someone's in my bay. Think about what you want to get from that. Think about what you want to get from that question. Someone's in my bay. Someone's in my parking spot. Okay, all right. What parking spot is it? I don't know. I booked it on Condeco. Yeah. Okay, right. Have you checked what? I don't know. Okay, all right. Let's have a look. Right, and that quick 5 seconds job then becomes 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So think about actually the end result, what you want from that. So. Someone's in my space. Okay. Did you get the registration of the car that's in your space?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Right. Okay. Well, don't you know it? No, because I don't even know what space you're in. And as silly as that sounds, that is. I didn't. What car is it? It's a white car. Right,
the white one.
Yeah. Do you know? So. Things like that. Think about they'll quite easily come up when the coffee machine's run out of milk. They come up and they'll be, Gary, coffee machine's run out of milk. There's a red light on it and it's flashing. Excellent. I know what that means. Yeah. Whereas, Gary, someone's in my bay.
Yeah, it's a car with 4 wheels, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? What do they look like? They've got eyes, a nose, and 2 legs and 2 arms. Excellent. I'm really going to find them in a room of 1 million people.
Yeah,
and what that then does, it delays what we were doing. Yeah, it delays what that person's doing, and it can have another reflection on the other side of that, because it could really annoy that person that's come in. And not only that, you've then got to get up, you've got to go, you've got to find out who it is, you've got to stop them, you've got to stop this one, before you know it, 30 minutes have gone.
Yeah.
And you can get to, and again, this is where it's so reactive. But if people, when they come to the desk, if they come up to the team, and we will do anything, we will help anyone, and we'll do that, but come armed, right?
Yes.
Someone's in really the space, like that, Sandy. Yeah. It's a red Fiesta. The registration is H510TMT, and it's in space 26. Fantastic. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, that's Neil Bailey. Let's go and get him. Oi, Neil, you're in the wrong space. You're armed.
That's really good. Yeah.
You're ready. So that would just help us so much.
Yeah. So in your linked and, your additional role as Chief Morale Officer,
Yes.
How do you come up with the ideas for kind of the events you put on in the office?
So my background as well, working in Tesco, I also had a career break where I went and worked on the holiday parks.
Oh, okay.
So I was an entertainer for Haven. So I had mustard coloured trousers, I had a stripy jacket, and worked probably about 36 hours a day.
Wow.
So and I did that for 2.5 years. So we did a lot of things to get people engaged, a lot of things for people to be, to do stuff. So that was good, and the fun, the laughter, the music, the silly sort of wacky things we do. When I was working for Tesco, in between those times, we did a lot around engaging your staff. So we went through a transition of engaging staff, getting the staff buy-in. We looked at what would make it easier for people to work at Tesco. What could we do? What fun things could we do? I've just built on that really over the years. And I always like to bring my personality into it. And even sort of like it, whatever it is, whether it's celebrating like tomorrow's pancake day, we put a personal touch on it. We don't, for argument's sake, like Valentine's Day, we don't do anything on Valentine's Day because we know sometimes that can be quite hard for people.
Yes.
So you don't force stuff on people, but where there's food related, you'll pretty much get the buy-in of everybody. Whether it's an apple, an orange, whether it's a pancake, whether it's a bag of crisps, a club biscuit bar, or a packet of football crazies, whatever you want to call them from years ago. I tend to use my personality on it, use my history from other roles and other industries, and just mix it all together. And 9 times out of 10, well, actually 10 out of 10, blow my own trumpet now. 10 out of 10. We really get good feedback. I think one of the biggest things is the advent calendar that we do here in December. We used to do something like that on the holiday parks, a bit like a play your cards right game. And where we've got the half moon between us and the office, that's an ideal blank canvas to do stuff like that. And the way we did it the first year and even last year, the team absolutely loved it. They were coming up to us, come on, it's 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock. Like, all right, hang on. But I just genuinely bring a little bit from each area that I've worked in. Yeah,
like it. And it's time for the last question, the non-work related question.
Oh, good.
So if your job had a theme song, what would it be?
If my job had a theme, there's loads. How long we got? Okay.
You can have a playlist if you insist.
Yeah. Okay. If my job role had a theme tune or a song, yes, I'd probably say Chesney Hawkes, I Am the One and Only.
Oh, there we go. We're going a bit old school there. Like it.
Absolutely. I'm not this one. I'm not that one. I'm not Alicia. I'm me. I'm Gary. That's the one. And tell you, when I used to be on the radio as well, I did a community radio for about 5 or 6 years. And I've been on the telly as well, as you know.
Oh.
Do you know
Is
what
there
I mean?
no end to your talent?
Oh, honestly. And with my initials, GC, the same as GC.
There we go.
What even more could you ask for, eh? But there you go. So, that's that.
That was brilliant. Thanks so much for your time, Gary. That was really good. Thanks so much for being on the episode.
No, you're fine. You're more than welcome. Thanks again. And good to see you, Neil. Thank you.
And you.
Cheers.
And there you go. Gary Morale Clark, as I call him. Thank you, Gary. What a great episode and really fun chat. Please do like, subscribe, share the podcast. And until next time, take care.